Hello, I'm Mercury, and today my voice is sore. But it is also your lucky day, because I have not one, not three, but two dragons here for you, as well as a special guest. So if you didn't watch my last Here Be Dragons video, I drew 100 dragons, and now I'm redrawing and making character sheets for all those dragons. So that little thing I'm tracing kinda there is actually one of the traditional drawings I did of those original 100 dragons. Last time I drew the Cloud Walker, and today we're drawing the Sea Foam Lung, and a little later the Flying Manta Ray. But first let me introduce our special guest for this episode, Kaida. Dot here is a traveling merchant who specializes in magical craftsmanship, including making custom items specialized for the buyer. Yes, but there are tons of characters that have connection to magical creatures through their work or even hobbies. But why Dot is here is because of their personal connection to the dragons we will be talking about. So, what would you like to tell us about the dragons today, Dot? Yep, if I remember correctly, your companion's mother saved your life. And then you were later saved by the Manta Wyvern when you were almost killed by the Reef Stalker, which is another dragon I'll be talking about in the future. With that, how has your experience with dragons helped you how you treat them in the future and what you think I should learn from your experiences? Thank you for joining me, Dot, and teaching that important lesson, because it's even true for real life creatures like bears or even large cats. Goodbye, Dot. Dot is another character that I'm going to make a whole lore video on, just like Vidal Kirsi, who we saw in the episode before this one. Anyway, let's talk about these dragons. So first up we have the Sea Foam Lung, which has been in the background this entire time. Long dragons are a type of drakai, meaning they have 4 or more legs and no wings. Lung dragons have 4 legs and a notably long spine. However, the Sea Foam Lung is notably short compared to its other lung dragon relatives. They are also typically very fast on their feet with amazing reflexes. The Sea Foam Lung specifically is known for being able to dart across water for a short amount of time. They are a saltwater dragon and are known to live in undersea caverns where they lay their eggs and raise their young. These dragons don't do well outside of salt water for a notable amount of time, and dehydration for these dragons means death, as their bodies will get extremely dehydrated and it will make moving irritable and somewhat painful for them. They can breathe underwater and are extremely fast swimmers. Their spots are also bioluminescent and tend to glow when they feel threatened or are exerting a lot of energy. Sea Foam Lungs are also known for their high intelligence, some misstating that they can talk to you telepathically and can read your emotions by looking at you. However, they are endangered primarily due to habitat loss, and they don't trust the majority of humanoids, so it's hard to study and learn their magical capabilities. But from the little interactions we do have, it's determined that they are most likely able to consume magical things and use magical objects' properties temporarily. For example, if they ate a fire crystal, they would be able to temporarily breathe fire. We actually know this thanks to Dot, but we don't know if this is a rarity in Kai, something else, or is just typical in the species. Either way, it's at least a possible ability these dragons have. I didn't do this last time, but I talked about Taxonmy Chart for dragons a few weeks ago, and I think I wanted to show off what it looked like in the new Dragon's Edge of the chart. So yeah, I will make this easier to access eventually, but I'm not sharing my link to this yet. I will soon. When I do, I will make a post on my community tab about that, and with that, the seafoam lung has been added to my chart. Now it's time to talk about the flying manta ray, or the Manta Wyvern. It is a wyvern, which is a type of wyvern or winged two-back-legged dragon. The wyvern specifically means that it has a venomous barb on the end of its tail that is primarily, but not necessarily, used for defense and generally attacking. Often it can be used between two males to show dominance to one another. The Manta Wyvern primarily uses their barb for defense, using it to fend off predators. This wyvern got its name because it not only evolved to look like a manta ray, but these wyverns have a mutually beneficial relationship with actual manta rays. The flying manta ray's diet is primarily made up of sharks, and sharks are the primary predator to manta rays. So this wyvern protects the manta ray and allows the rays easy access to the wyvern's favorite meals. Manta wyverns, while they are venomous, their venom isn't too lethal, is not able to kill an adult human in one dose, but they still have sharp claws and teeth that could easily mess you up and hurt someone. You just are more likely to bleed to death than to die from their venom. In fact, their teeth are built to tear through flesh and make you bleed. Despite them being very physically dangerous, they are actually a very passive creature, only attacking if they feel threatened. Here's some tips on how to make them not feel threatened. Make yourself seem smaller and less imposing on them. Keep a minimum distance of 5 feet between them. 15 feet distance from all eggs and young. Don't sneak up on them. Still don't approach because you can't tell what a wild animal will do. But if you do find themselves near them, keep this in mind. More importantly, stay away from sandy beaches where you see them perched, because it's likely time to lay their eggs, and if there aren't eggs there. And they are less likely to be friendly with you when eggs are involved. Now again, here's me adding them to the Taxonmy Chart, which again will be accessed hopefully soon. Probably within this week, but we'll see. Well, those are my 2 newest dragons. I hope that you enjoyed this video and like my new dragons. I'm not gonna lie, it was quite stressful trying to do 2 of them for one video because the artwork is most of the work, but I figured it out and I got everything done at a reasonable time, which I'm grateful for. I do hope you like both the seafoam lung and the flying manta ray, but comment down below what one's your favorite and why. This can help me make better videos that you're more interested in, and I have a bunch of content planned out till honestly years in the future, which I'm excited to work on and share with you. I'm still a small channel, so I'll read all of your comments, and if you suggest a concept for a creature or a character or anything you want to see me draw, it will be featured and made into a video. So next time I'm anything but viral or famous. With that said, I've got another short coming up next week, and an appearance from my best friend on the 29th of this month. I also post things on my Tumblr and Deviantart, which are linked in the description. Subscribe for more fantasy and art content like this, and have a wonderful day or night. Goodbye.